Merry Christmas once again! Damn it.
Ah yes, Beetlejuice, a film so unique and strange that it brings joy and confusion to those who watch it. Originally about a couple of yuppies named Barbara and Adam Maitland who end up dead and have to adjust to the afterlife and deal with the uptight New Yorker Dietz family from taking over their home. After their failed attempts, they decide to call in the help from the ghost with the most, Beetlejuice.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
Unfortunately, he seems to have another agenda, and the Maitlands get more than they bargained for. And in the end, they learn their lesson, which is, when your caseworker Judo says this,
But I strongly suggest that you remove the Dietzes yourselves.
You listen?
And after the film came out, and it was a huge hit, making about damn near $74 million from its $15 million budget. And in the end, it paid off. And with that, you're probably wondering,
Am I a fan of Beetlejuice? Well, you know,
I have the shirts, decor, plus Sandword, Blu-ray, and a DVD set of the animated series, and original artwork done by a friend.
I like it a lot.
But no, we are not going to talk about the Beetlejuice movie. No. What we're going to talk about is the thing that spawned from the movie's success. And that thing is the Beetlejuice animated series.
It's showtime!
Ah yes, the Beetlejuice cartoon, the show that aired from 1989 to 1991 with a total of 4 seasons to its name. It was a continuation of sorts to the film, but the twist is that Beetlejuice and Lydia have become friends and going on adventures in the afterlife, also known as the Netherworld. Even though in the film it didn't seem like they were best of friends.
I'm telling you, honey, she meant nothing to me. Nothing at all.
So today we're going to be talking about an episode that's based off a classic Christmas movie, none other than It's a Wonderful Life. And if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Get out of here. Go and fucking watch it already. It's a great movie. Well, anyway, let us start off with this episode known as It's a Wonderful Afterlife. Let's go!
So we start off the episode with Ben Stiller Ghost. Seriously, look at this guy. It's frickin' Ben Stiller! Answering prank calls from Beetlejuice.
Neither world complains.
How is a ghoul supposed to get a bad night's sleep if
Beetlejuice again. They're all Beetlejuice. Stop it, I can't stand it.
So Ben Stiller Ghost decides to send his guardian, his best worker, Clarence, to settle Beetlejuice personally, and make him appreciate the afterlife a little more than he does now.
For 400 years, Beetlejuice has done nothing but complain. But one of these days, he's gonna go too far. You gotta make him appreciate his afterlife and stop complaining!
Man, it seems like Ben Stiller Ghost is becoming quite the phonophobic.
It never gets old.
As Clarence starts heading over to Beetlejuice's roadhouse, he notices how Beetlejuice handles his neighbors, and is not happy about it in the least bit.
I can think of better ways to get my kicks. And give them, too.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Beetlejuice decides to kick the monster across the street's butt. Unfortunately, it goes all Charlie Brown and works against him. Next, he tries to scare Jacques the Skeleton by turning into a snake. That doesn't work either.
You are always trying to put this scare into Jacques, but this time I did not come unglued, Beetlejuice. The bonbon will help me keep it together. Bonbon, Beetlejuice.
After that, he tries to give Ginger the tap-dancing spider a slip, but that goes about the same as every other attempt he's tried.
Beetlejuice?
How come you didn't give me the slip, Ginge?
It's my new tap shoes. All-weather treads. Guaranteed non-slip dancing slippers. Have a nice day, Beetlejuice.
Oh, and you have a nice day too, Ginge.
As for one last desperate effort, he goes to see Lydia for some cheering up. Unfortunately, the truth comes out about Beetlejuice and how he's been really treating things in the Netherworld.
This is the worst day I've ever had in my whole afterlife.
You told me yesterday that that was the worst day you'd ever had. And last week was the worst week you'd ever had. And last month was the worst month you'd ever had. And last year...
All right already. I get your point.
And after a soul-crushing realization, Beetlejuice leaves brokenhearted and feeling lost in the afterlife.
I'm sick of my afterlife. All my neighbors are onto my pranks.
And before Clarence can get to Beetlejuice to change his mind, Beetlejuice says something he will most likely regret.
I wish I'd never met any of them in the first place. Whoa, there goes the neighborhood.
All of a sudden, things go to black for Beetlejuice. Literally. Clarence appears and explains who he is and what Beetlejuice has to do to get his own Netherworld back.
Clarence Sales the name. Netherworld Complaint Office.
What'd you do with the Netherworld?
The Netherworld you knew doesn't exist. Nothing you knew exists anymore.
And with that, Clarence takes Beetlejuice through a self-reflecting journey through a Netherworld where Beetlejuice never existed, and sees if it is what he truly wants. And also, he can get a new car.
The sooner we get you back to your old afterlife and you learn to like it, the sooner I get my hands on a brand new car of my nightmares. A dead soul.
So they head off to the alternative roadhouse that Beetlejuice owned in his world, only this time it's owned by Jacques the Skeleton, and has been turned into a restaurant of haunted delights.
Where's the crud? Where's the slime? Is there a beetle in the house?
Sacre Dieu! Do you have the dinner reservations, you exceedingly strange stranger?
Beetlejuice is surprised and a little peeved at the outcome, but it doesn't seem to matter because Jacques no longer knows who Beetlejuice is, in this world anyway, and is casted out of the restaurant.
Don't you hate it when Jacques throws his weight around?
Next, we see that Ginger the Spider has become a famous dancing starlet to Beetlejuice's dismay, and with that, Beetlejuice is kicked out of her presence.
Whoa! Who'd have thought she'd use those feet to walk all over everybody?
After that, we get the monster across the street, who has now become the monster who lives down the block with a knack for the law.
Whoa-wee! Oh, some damage. I might be able to get you a new lawsuit out of that.
And finally, we get a look at Lydia, who has now become much less confident and enthusiastic version of herself.
My report is titled, Our Friends, the Garden Slugs.
Lydia's so uncool.
Don't just stand there, babes. Give him the slimy facts.
She can't without you, Beetlejuice. Remember, you've never met Lydia. You weren't there to put the con in her confidence.
After seeing his best friend Lydia in shambles, Beetlejuice decides to shake up the juice and get Lydia back to her fun and gothic self again. But then, Clarence tells Beetlejuice the awful truth of his situation.
Sorry, pal, but she's not part of the option package. No old afterlife, no Lydia.
What? No, Lydia! I want everything like it used to be. I want my old afterlife back.
So after Beetlejuice realizes his mistake, he is sent back to the original Netherworld, and everything's back to normal again. Beetlejuice is back to pranking and realizing what is most important.
What would I ever do without you?
You'll never know, Lids. You'll never know.
And on that, we end with a shot of Clarence riding off with his new set of deadly wheels.
And that was the Beetlejuice Christmas-ish episode. Now, what did I think of it? Well, I actually think it's a pretty good episode.
It shows that even when Beetlejuice can be obnoxious, or totally destructive to his friends, he can still find a way to make things right for the ones he does care about, especially Lydia, and that the Netherworld would not be the same without him.
Daylight Daylight come and me want go.
Otho, are you doing
Work
this?
all night and a drink a rum. Daylight come and me want go home. Stack banana till the morning come. Daylight come and me want go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Come.
That is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe. I won't do. Well,